So the question that was just asked is, how do you stay thankful? How do you remain thankful during the holidays, being that these are the last days, there's all kinds of chaos going on, there's all kinds of busyness going on. How do we keep Jesus at the forefront? I think that's a great question, because even if this wasn't chaotic in the last days, have you ever noticed the holidays become hectic? Have you ever noticed that, like, between Halloween and New Year's, instead of silent night, holy night, it's like chaotic night, crazy night? I mean, it just gets busy. And we do it to ourselves, but how do we remain that way? How do we remain thankful? And I think, first of all, I think about Psalm 46:10, where God says, "Be still and know that I'm God." And I know it's hard to do in the holidays with all the stuff going on, but you know what? Even if you carve out 5, 10, 15 minutes, go be alone somewhere and just say, "God, I just want to be quiet for a minute," and take a minute, calm my heart down, quiet my heart, and just say thank you. And make you a list. I would just make a short list of some things that you got to intentionally be thankful. Don't just hope that you'll be thankful in the moment, but intentionally do it. And, even like for your breath, for your heartbeat, there's a lot of things maybe you don't have, or that we don't have, or that we won't have this year. But man, there's a lot of things we do have. Just the fact that you survived the night and woke up this morning, that's something to be thankful about. And I would just be intentional to write 4, 5, or 6 things, and take that into a little quiet place, maybe in your car or the bathroom, and say, "God, I just want to take a 5-minute Thanksgiving break and be thankful." I have a good friend, Rick Renner, who's a pastor of a very large church in Moscow, and his family is very driven. They're workaholics, and he's had to overcome that tendency to the point he almost destroyed his marriage. And so one of his board members pulled him to the side and said, "Rick, here's what you need to do." He said, "I want you to set your timer on your phone, and 7 times a day, when your phone goes off randomly, that's when you stop what you're doing and you lift your hands and you give God thanks." And so he developed a habit with his phone, using technology, that the phone would ring. It was a random alarm. His son set it up. He would stop whatever he's doing and say, "God, I just thank you. Father, thank you." And as far as keeping Jesus first, we need to really not just be thinking about us, which is easy to do, and what we're going to get for Christmas and what we're going to eat for Thanksgiving, but while you look around at the people and realize just an encouraging word sometimes is oxygen to the soul. Just to say thank you to the store clerk, to people that are just stressed out, realize that everybody's stressed. And I'm telling you, if you'll just find opportunity to really be Jesus to people and be Christ to people. Then the last thing that I want to say about that is, Jesus said it in the last days, that because lawlessness would abound, that the love of many would grow cold. And the Passion Translation says there's going to be such an increase of sin and lawlessness that those whose hearts once burned with passion for God and for others would grow cold. There's so much craziness going on that, it's just like, you can start letting that make you bitter. But here's what Jesus said. He said, "But keep your hope to the end, and you'll experience life and deliverance." Don't ever forget, at the end of all this insanity, Jesus is coming back. And man, if all this, your life is hectic in the holidays, stop for a minute and realize someday this will all be over, and Jesus will come back, and things are going to really change. And I think that just kind of helps to be thankful.